Hey guys, today is May the 5th. This is my summary for the day. I think I'm gonna stop right here at the power lines. Reason I'm doing that is because you might be able to see it's nice and open. Everything else around me is gonna be dense forest. And we had a huge rain dump this afternoon. Probably the heaviest rain I've been in yet. It didn't last forever. It lasted maybe an hour, but it was just thick, fat, and it made the trail a nice, muddy mess, if you can see that. And my shoes are officially busted, so they are leaking. So I've got super wet feet. Right shoe worse than the left, but the left still had some penetration. So everything's a little wet, and I think it's probably a better call. I was gonna try to go up to it's called Beauty Spot. It's about 1.7 more, but it's already almost 7 o'clock, and I don't want to have to set up in the dark. If it's since it is like 800 feet up from here, that 1.7 would probably take me a little while, at least another hour. More like an hour and 15, hour and 20. Wet, soggy, straight uphill. So I think it's good to be here in the open instead of just finding. I just passed a couple patches and there's one like 0.4 ahead of me, but those are going to be in the tree line, in the mud. So I'm hoping being out here the last 2 hours or so before the hour and a half before the sun goes down may dry out some of this area and dry out some of my stuff. So that's the hope. Didn't get as far as I wanted to today, but I think I'm saying that most every day. So I went 15.5, 15.3-ish from no business shelter. So, but it was, to say I didn't get as far as I wanted, it's kind of a lie. The plan from the start this morning was to just take my time going down to Irwin because they were having a event at noon. So I knew I wanted to just check it out. Actually, it started at 11, but the food started at noon. So I knew I was going to have a short morning and then have to push in the afternoon, which I was on pace to do. But with that rain, it slowed me down and then stopped and talked for a little bit. I've just been walking since in squishy shoes. But the event was put on by, looked like a couple of churches. They do a pre-trail days event, which is the big AT get-together thing in Damascus coming up in like 2 weeks. So they do an event here in Irwin. For 15 years now they've been doing it, and they do a Sunday service. So I went to the service at 11, and then from 12 to like 3, I guess, any hikers coming by or any hikers that were there for the service get all you can eat free food. They had a caterer out there doing wood-fired pizzas. They had a bunch of, just potluck. Everyone brought stuff. And then they also had a table full of a bunch of free snacks and goodies to take with you. So it was a cool event. Very nice people. Got the, religious push, obviously. That's what they're trying to do. But, it was when you're standing at the pearly gates, and they ask you, what have you done in your life to deserve coming in? What are you going to say? Like that question. And, I was just like, I got to go. But, I kind of want to say, like, is there going to be a quiz? Like, is there an entry exam at heaven? And you hear that a lot, like, oh, what would you say? Are you going to be able to say yes when they ask if you've accepted Jesus into your heart? And, I mean, I don't know where in the Bible it says there's, an exam when you get to heaven. I thought God was omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. And if that's the case, he should kind of know my exam score at that point. So, but anyways, really nice people. Just, obviously an agenda behind it, but I am not going to, everyone has their own beliefs and everyone follows their own path, and they're out there helping people and feeding people and giving us free stuff. So, God bless them and their path. Absolutely. I mean, amazing. So yeah, that was cool. Pretty steep hike getting out of Irwin, especially with a big old belly full of food. But things were going well until the downpour. So I'm gonna start setting up my tent now. Hopefully the stuff in the bag didn't get too wet. I know I've had a little bit of issues with this bag with some seepage getting in there. So I'm not entirely thrilled with how much I spent with it. So we'll see. This is the most, the heaviest rain I've been through yet. So we'll really get an idea of how bad it is. I pulled this shirt out already and it's a little damp. Definitely some water got through, but it's not too bad. So hopefully the tent's fine. And then the sleep system I have in a second bag down at the bottom. So that should be fine. If there's water in there, we're really gonna have an issue, and I'm gonna call the company because this is a brand new bag from Neil's Gap, so it should not be leaking. Yeah, well, it's turned into a beautiful day the last hour or so. You can hear the birds chirping and happy. I kind of want to go up to Beauty Spot because it's supposed to be a real nice sunset and sunrise, but maybe I'll just get up early and do the last 1.7 instead of risking it now. That's probably a good idea. So maybe I'll try to go at 6-ish and get up there before sunrise. Hopefully it's this beautiful in the morning, but with where the position of the sun is now and the opening I have because of these big old power lines that are coming through here, I should get a decent sunset even here. Probably not as good as I would be another 700-800 feet up, but still pretty beautiful, especially compared to those flat states. So feeling good, losing some weight. I did after weighing myself and feeling pretty proud of myself for how much weight I've lost this year. I got put back in my place by a 3-year-old the other day. I didn't tell this story, I don't think, coming out of Asheville, but when I got to the friend's house, and their 3-year-old and 5-year-old were showing me their toy room, and they had a stuffed animal, a stuffed shark that eats the smaller stuffed animals, all the little fish and stuff like that. So they're putting it in the shark's belly and pulling it out. And I go, oh man, he must have a big belly. And I, pushed my stomach out as far as I could. And the 3-year-old just looked absolutely perplexed and said, is there a baby in there? I was like, oh, I need to go back and start hiking some more. Been off the trail for an hour, 1 meal in, and I'm already pregnant again. So super cute, but children they cut right to the core. So it was pretty funny, and their mom couldn't stop laughing at me, so made for a nice moment. So just thought I'd share that little tidbit. But anyways, it's getting to be about time to get back up and be productive and get set up for the night, have some dinner. Have to try to find a tree around here I can hang my food from so the bears don't get to it tonight. And yeah, hopefully my shoes dry out a little bit overnight. Otherwise, I'm gonna be squishing all the way to Damascus, where I think I probably have to buy a new pair, because these things are cracking and letting water in. Maybe I'll put some tape on them for the next few days and see if that at least helps me get to Damascus, because I'm still a good 100 miles from there. Otherwise, I may have to stop somewhere and pay a bunch of money to get shuttled back to a town and buy some earlier. But hopefully I can limp all the way to Damascus, because I know they got a good outfitter there, and a couple regular stores that I could shop around and get them. So, alrighty. Everyone have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.